UNCW women's golf going through its final preparations as the Seahawks head to Oklahoma for the NCAA regionals. We had a chance to catch up with head coach Cindy Ho before they departed. And coach, it's been about a week since you've had your selection determined. What have you guys been doing to prepare for the NCAA regionals?
The first thing is to reschedule all their exams and to finish all their projects, papers, everything. So right now it's a busy time trying to squeeze in some practice, even if it's a couple of hours. They've been trying to get on the golf course a little bit. It's not going to be the kind of preparation I think from a time standpoint that we can get, but it's better that they feel better about their school, where they're at, and getting all those things taken care of, and working with the teachers to revise their exam times.
You mentioned to me in leading up to the selections that you were kind of hoping that Oklahoma would be the destination. You found out it is Oklahoma, a course that you're a little bit familiar with. How does that familiarity and that knowledge help you prepare this team for regionals this year?
Well, I've been looking at the former pin sheets that we had in 2013. I looked at my old yardage book. From a standpoint of the layout of the course, a lot of it is the same, except they did do some renovations last year to the greens. So when I look at the new yardage book and the former one, there have been some drastic redesign in some of the greens. So obviously that's going to be something we're just going to have to look when we get there. You get 15 minutes per hole. We'll do, every team's the same unless they've played at a tournament at their golf course, and Oklahoma being the home team. But those things we can kind of do on the fly. But from a layout, I know it's going to be long. I know pretty much now what yardage we're playing from each hole. Pretty much a design, what kind of shots. I know it's going to be windy. It was windy, 6 years ago. I've been telling the players, when they've been out there, we got to work on our wind shots, especially the wedges. Those will be shots to the par fives that we have to be really accurate with.
This tournament field features 13 of the top 50 in the golf stat rankings heading into NCAA play. How do you keep your team from focusing on that fact and just worrying about their play as they go through the 54-hole tournament?
Yes, well, each regional would be nearly the same from a balance standpoint of having how many top 50s in the field. The biggest thing is that from our whole schedule all year, we've played these teams. We've already played with Ole Miss. Just when we were at Mercer, we saw University of Texas at Oklahoma's event. We've played with a lot of the Purdue here. We've played with Virginia Tech. So some of the teams we've actually been paired with, which is a great thing. So familiarity even with the people in your field. It's not like we're playing against UCLA or anything like that. So some of these teams were even at our landfall tradition. So that part is good. That's a good point. Now we have to step up our games. We're going to have to beat, you're going to have to beat 12 teams in nearly the top, or 11 teams in the top 50 if you're going to advance. So we just have to have our best golf in those 3 days.
Hu Kine was named the CAA Rookie of the Year last week, and she's really come on strong for you. She will be the leader for this squad going into the regionals. How does her recent play help her prepare for such a big event, considering the fact that she's a freshman?
I think for Pooh, she's very tough. She's gritty. From her past experience being on the national team in sailing for Myanmar from a small young age, she's had adversity. She's been challenged. She's been uncomfortable. Those kinds of situations she's good at, and she knows how to win now. But her game suits that kind of golf course. She knows how to flight it. She is long. She's an excellent putter. Her short game is strong. And I think just seeing her performance, she's had a bunch of top 10s recently, or top 15s. So she knows she can play. She's beaten top 100 players. That's what she's going to have. It just has to be going well. She has to make some more putts. If she can get hot, even like a -5, -6, she stands a really good chance of making it through.
This team has overcome quite a bit of adversity with Hurricane Florence, missing a tournament, a couple of rounds here and there, and you were able to come out on top at the end at the CAA Championship. That adversity is going to help you how this upcoming week?
Well, first of all, we have hopefully golf in a better perspective that it's a game. We all try to do our very best. Each person can only control what they can control. You can't control you can't control the weather. You can't control what other people shoot. You can only control your mindset and how you react to something. So whether it's good or bad, it's going your way, bouncing back. We have to find as a team. Not everyone has to go every day, but we have to find a way to kind of tag team off each other, ham and egg it, that we kind of call it in golf. The right 4 people have to be playing well each day. But from a standpoint of having gone through the hurricane, we've had to overcome a lot just from dealing with the daily things that we took for granted. So I want them to understand, keep it in the right perspective. Let's do our very best. Let's see if we can beat some top 50 teams. Let's see where it puts us, and that's all we can do.
Finally, Coach, obviously the key is to be as high in the standings as possible.
Sure.
What are going to be some of the keys for your team to be able to do that come next week?
We have to drive the ball better. We have to take advantage of the par 5s, so our wedges have to be better. They have to be closer in proximity to the hole to make some putts. We have to keep away from big numbers. That's what we tried to do at St. James. That's what we did really well the last day. But keeping away from big numbers, taking advantage, capitalizing on the par 5s or opportunities that we need to score well. So we need to make some birdies, stay away from big numbers. It always is nearly the same thing. And just putt. If we can get some confidence in putting, get the right speed, and then that will lead to some better opportunities in making some putts. I like our chances of just doing finishing well. Whether or not you can be top 6, that takes a lot of things that have to go your way.
Coach, we wish you the absolute best of luck, and hopefully you guys can advance onto the national tournament.
Thank you very much, Eric.
That's head coach Cindy Ho. I'm Eric Rue for the Seahawk Digital Network.